Hi, Sean Sturber, Warranty Manager here at Charleston Homes.
Brian Hanson, Assistant Warranty Manager at Charleston Homes.
And today we wanted to kind of talk to you guys about some fall prep work, things that go into your house to kind of get it ready for the fall and then eventually the winter months. The first thing, and just like in previous blogs, we've talked about the caulking and sealing of your driveway and how important that is in the winter months. So the sealing process is just a sealer that's applied. It's a penetrating sealer to the concrete itself. It's applied to not only the garage floor but the driveway as well. And what you'll want to do as a homeowner is to seal up your concrete to prevent any road salts or brimes that the counties use or the cities use. So as you track around and commute to work and around town, all that's collected on your vehicle in the winter months. It's then deposited into your garage or your driveway or wherever you might park. And then over time, that top layer or surface layer of that concrete will start to pit and peel, giving you not really a structurally damaged driveway or concrete, but more cosmetically. That top layer of that concrete will dissipate. And then the other thing you'll want to do is definitely caulk the control joints. Homes that face north or east are a little more susceptible because of the amount of sunlight we get during the day in the winter months. And so by caulking those control joints, it's actually going to allow you to keep that moisture from going in between the control joint cracks and then eventually making its way underneath that concrete slab. So if you picture the control joint of your driveway or how it's divided into panels, each one of those panels needs to be caulked as well as sealed. And the caulking prevents that moisture from going from the top down to the bottom. And then over time that water will build up and it'll freeze in the winter, and then it'll start to push that concrete to the surface, and we call that frost heave. And that can actually cause cracking of the concrete. It can actually cause the driveway to raise higher than what the garage floor is. So we want to take a look around the exterior of this house, and we'll kind of give you some tips along the way. Another thing we're going to talk about is the yard. The yard itself, whether it's new sod or an established yard, if you want to overseed and kind of get your yard a little thicker, September is a great month to apply a fall fertilizer as well as a overseeding of the yard. So typically you want to use like a rye or a fescue bluegrass mix or just a straight bluegrass. So let's take a look around the exterior of the home and we'll catch a couple more things. So here we are back behind the third car of a garage, and it tends to be a spot where you may see a little bit of dirt settlement, and then spiders and things like that will start to kind of hibernate and take home. So Brian's going to talk to us a little bit about what you guys could do as viewers for any settling you might find around the foundation.
So back here along behind this third car garage, we have a little bit of settling. Couple different options for you. You could either pull back the sod, apply dirt, and then relay. In this case, this sod is pretty worn out for us, so we'd probably just kind of cover it up and reseed over the top of it. We'd probably end up using like a bluegrass fescue mix, over the top of that, and that'd help blend in with the rest of the yard that we have around here.
So as the nights get cooler and it starts to go into fall time, you'll start to find more insects trying to find their way inside your warm home. And so what I recommend you guys doing is either seek the help for professionals to come out to spray for you, or get a over-the-counter at most your hardware stores, a type of spray for insects and spiders. And primarily spiders is usually what people try to keep out of their home, and those are the pests that tend to make their way in. So what you want to do is just basically take your spray and spray between the foundation and the siding itself. There's just a small little void or gap there, and that's usually, if they're going to make their way in, it's usually an area like that. As you can see here, there's some spider webs and things like that in the corners. And so going into fall, you want to just basically take a garden hose, or if you have access to a pressure washer, just wash down all the siding. If you do have vinyl siding, you want to be a little more careful with that so you're not peeling the layers and disconnecting them. But you just want to wash everything down. They sell house washes, or just regular water from the garden hose works fine. But basically you want to wash all this down, let it dry, and then come back in with your insect spray. And you want to do a perimeter spray. And they have granulars, so you could treat your lawn about 5 feet or 3 feet around the foundation. And all that kind of helps keep those pests out and you know, those things out of your home for the winter months. So let's keep going around on our tour of the outside.
All right, so another good tip, as you guys are out walking around your houses this fall and moving into the winter months, just look to make sure everything is all nice and tight and sealed up properly with caulking. Make sure you don't have any openings or anything like that them little rodents and little mice can get in. Just want to make sure your garage doors are closing properly, sealing up tight. Back here along this patio door, down there towards the bottom, you know, we've got a little bit of siding and it's all caulked in nice and neat. Just make sure that's all sealed up. Walkout homes with the drain tile whips exposed. You can put little caps on those so that way mice don't travel in there and get into your sump pits and stuff like that. Just a few tips, you know, just really walk around your house, take a look, make sure everything looks good. That way you don't have any critters coming in over those winter months.
So if your house is equipped with either a fence or you happen to have a deck or some deck steps off to the patio, you'll probably want to think about sealing it. You know, it used to be you wait a full year for it to kind of penetrate into there, but anymore, the stains that they have out there and the sealers, you're pretty much good to go within a few months after installation. So that's definitely a good point to kind of bring up. So if you want to wait till the year's been up and then stain it, you certainly could do that. Otherwise, you know, you want to look at maybe kind of sealing it towards the end of the year or going into fall time.
One good recommendation might be to maybe gently power wash that deck before you apply any stain, especially if you've waited that year, because that color of that natural cedar is probably going to be out of that deck, and it's going to be probably a dirty grayish color. So to get that natural color back, go ahead and do a light power wash to it, and then wait a few days, and then go ahead and apply your stain and finish to it.
Yep, and if you don't have access to a power washer, most of the hardware stores, they sell like a deck wash, and essentially it's kind of a bleach and water solution, but you just hook it up to your garden hose and just kind of rinse it down with that, and then once you've applied it, you just rinse it gently, and it brings all that natural color back. So let's continue our tour. So another fall tip you want to really check out is your fireplace vents, and in this case our model home actually has a nest built into it, so we're going to remove that. But it's very important, because if you start up that fireplace inside and here you have a nest outside, nothing good's going to come of that. Another place they like to nest, and in my own personal home I had this happen, where the white pipes where the exhaust and the fresh air intakes are, they actually built a nest inside of that. So that's another area to take a flashlight and just kind of shine down there. But as you're going around the outside, you want to look high and low, and in this case, the first go around we missed it, but coming back we found it, so we'll remove this now. So the other thing I'd probably maybe try to do is either a leaf blower or a garden hose, and just try to get every last little bit of sticks and straw out of there, because I definitely don't want this hot fireplace coming into contact with any of that. So I think we're good.
Here today we're standing by one of our air conditioners on our Savannah model. You know, throughout the summer, you know, we've been mowing the grass, cotton has been flying. These coils on the inside of here have a little bit of buildup of cotton and grass on them. Probably pretty shortly here we'll be rinsing those out, and that's just something we recommend you as homeowners do as well. You know, for your units at home, it'll just help them, you know, run at that peak performance come next spring and summer and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's it. Just rinse them out and good to go. I want to thank you guys today for tuning into our blog. If you have further questions, feel free to check out our website, charlestonhomesomaha.com. Otherwise, check out our gorgeous model locations. Thank you.